It's gonna make. All right. Thanks, Eric. For the newer agents, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to go, on the alternate Monday and go to Kristen's walkthrough, as she really has a lot of great things. And I think she recorded one. There's probably one in the video self-help room in the broker state room, but I encourage you to go to that. So anybody have anything for the week that they want to share that was like a big win? I lost another client. I can share that one. It seems like I'm always talking about the clients I lose.
Passed my test last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt passed his test last week. I know it was a little bit ago, but Sammy got her broker's license. That's exciting. Anybody have anything they want to share? Unmute yourself if you want to chime in.
Hey, I've had a lot of touches with agents and inviting them to the Top Golf event. So I've been,
Awesome.
I've been trying to do it mostly by phone, and each phone call is going like an hour. So I get less touches than I wanted, but at least I'm able to talk to everyone. And the Top Golf event has been amazing for us to network.
Yeah, I've made a lot of contacts too, and rekindled some old relationships and stuff. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. It's kind of like our final push right now. It's coming up on Thursday. So who's our newest agent besides Ashley? Ashley's probably the newest agent on the team.
Is she on
We'll
Zoom?
welcome her. Yep, I see Ashley's on Zoom. Yeah. We got my Ashley and Sammy and Carly. Okay, so let's see, who has new listings? Anybody here locally have new listings coming up this week?
Not this
Nope,
week.
not this week. A little bit further out. We can talk about them later when we get closer. Cool. What about buyers? Who's got buyers that we can talk about real quick? I'm going through this kind of fast because if there's nothing to talk about, we'll just keep moving.
I've got buyers in the $1 million price range, having a really hard time finding what we're looking for, but Jordy has a flip, so I'm gonna go look at what his flip is like and see if that's a property that my people will want. Let's see, what else? I just lost out on an offer on a townhome under $400,000. Need that like fast because we're in a lease back and we need to go under contract. What I'm seeing, you guys, is people are saying that is now becoming a buyer's market. I completely disagree with that. That is not happening. I'm in multiple offer situations where people are still putting in bids above where I think
We're a
the
long
CMA
ways from a
is.
buyer's market.
I know, but I'm seeing agents post it, and I just want our people to know that that's not where we're at. So don't be confused about that when you go in and put in an offer. The last two, I have gone in over where my CMA comes in, and I'm still not getting it. They're wanting me to go, $10,000, $15,000 over appraisal value. And I just don't have a client that's comfortable with that at this point. She doesn't want to, but I've seen enough where if you have a property that's in a condo complex or townhome complex, the appraisers are using the other comps in that complex to appraise against those. And if they're not hitting those numbers, just know you're going to have a lack. You most likely will have a lack of dollars if you're not looking at your CMA on those.
For sure.
So I don't know. What are you seeing? Because you're busy too.
Same thing. I mean, it's still, I actually had a friend of mine ask me yesterday if we're coming into a buyer's market, and it was absolutely not. We're not. I mean, it depends on the price range in the area, but it's still very challenging under 500,000.
Yeah, for sure.
There's still more buyers than there are sellers, for sure.
What about over 500,000?
My people are in the $1 million
Yeah.
price range, and like we're looking at 700 and up, and it's been multiple offers across the board. The one I went and looked at yesterday, multiple offers. They had non-refundable earnest money upon acceptance of over $5,000. And if you're an agent that doesn't feel comfortable with that, throwing your client's money away that way, I'm not gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna win. So, we've looked at a lot of houses where there's been a lot of offers on those, above the $500,000 price range, so.
Well, and most of you guys know, and Matt, you're probably the newest one to the team, just passing your test and stuff, but a normalized market or not really a buyer's or a seller's market is like a 5 or 6 month supply of inventory. And so when we get under that, we're in a seller's market and we're way under that. So even to catch up to a normal market, before we get to the buyer's market, we need quadruple the inventory we have right now. And so a stable market would be nice, where it's really never neither a buyer's or a seller's. Wouldn't that be? It's been a minute since we've been there.
Yeah.
But it'll take a long while before we get to a full-on buyer's market. So I wanted to mention, since we're talking about buyers, that I did lose another buyer, and I'm proud of that, because and last what meeting was it we were talking about, where I was talking about just some of the listings, and when we go in there and we help them accomplish their needs. So sometimes I don't get the listing right. I think it was just last week, but this particular one was a buyer, and it's easy, guys. I mean, you don't have to think. Let me give you the situation. So he called me. You know him, it's Terry Morrison's son. Okay. So we sold his condo. He was doing a 1031 exchange into a commercial project, into a storage unit. Well, he identified a couple they were working on, 3 of them actually, and 2 of them have already fallen out. So now he's only less than 1 week before his identification period. And for those of you that don't know, you have to identify your replacement property within 45 days of the sale of your property in order to defer the taxes into that property, as long as you close on it within 180 days total. Okay. The 45 days is part of that 180 days. So you would think, okay, he calls, he's stressed, he's in a panic. I got 1 week to identify properties. This third storage unit, maybe a 50-50 chance it's going to go through. If it doesn't, I'm going to pay like 40 grand in capital gains. So you would think, oh shit, we got to go look, we got to go shopping now, because in this market, you can't identify a property and then close on it in a few months, right? If you're going into residential, your identification is putting in an offer and getting it under contract. But that's not what he really wanted to do. He's just like, he's in a panic. So the reason I'm giving this example, because most of us would just say, well, let's go. Let's look at what's on the market. We got 500,000 and under. We got to go get some offers out there this week, right? However, this particular client's dad is a past client of mine, and he owns a bunch of rental properties. And so this was an hour conversation, but the summary point is, it came around to, why don't you identify 2 of your dad's properties? Because he doesn't really want to buy a residential property. He wants to buy the storage unit. Still a 50-50 chance that's going to go through. So if it does, identification doesn't really matter. He's already identified this one, right? So talk to him, talk to dad. Instead of going shopping, they're going to do just that. They're going to identify 2 of dad's properties. And if it comes down to it, he will sell him one of his properties. He'll save $40,000 in capital gains. All his capital will go into dad's property, and they're partners on the commercial projects anyway, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were just kind of joking. I said, oh, isn't that awesome, Terry? I just lost another deal. And he's like, his comment was, that's why I've bought 20 properties through you as my agent, and why I refer you all the time, and I'll buy another 20, because you give me what I need, the proper advice. So just keep that in mind when you're working with your clients. It's like, what are their needs? And sometimes it doesn't entail making a commission, but that's the way we do business, and that's why we get more business. So I just wanted to share that with you. So probably no open house opportunities if we don't have any new listings coming up. So we'll skip past that. Hey, Dave.
What's up, man?
You got an update on that Park City buyer?
Yeah, so we looked at quite a few places over the weekend. They went back. Sounds like now they're gonna pick up something, use it as a full-time rental, and then pick up another one that they can go stay at too.
Nice. Did you show them your listing?
No, we didn't end up showing them that one because it's a little bit too far out for them.
Okay.
I know I'm late, but I do have a win for this week.
Cool.
Let's hear
So,
that.
This is Kim, everybody.
My son's friend came and stayed the night with us, and I found out he was house shopping. He already has a realtor that he's been working with, and signed a contract, so he's already set up here in Utah. But I got talking to him. He's a traveling nurse, and he wants to create some cash flow. And so I'm talking to him about investments and how to create cash flow. And he's between Utah and Arizona. And so I said, prices are cheaper right now in Arizona on houses. So we got online and started looking at, what he wants. And they are. He can get more rooms for the same amount of money than here in Utah. And so I hopped on the referral network, shopped around, looked for somebody that was familiar with the area, that has been around the block a time or two. Got him set up and I'm doing a referral for
Nice.
Arizona.
Nice
Nice.
job.
Just from having a conversation. That's awesome. That is a good win,
Serious, that's the way to think outside the box too. You
right?
know, help
Right.
him in Arizona, find an agent that can help him.
Yeah, there's chairs in here, Britt. Come sit back in here.
You guys be watching the EXP referral network on Workplace. I'm seeing a lot of activity in there. You know, it's a good way to get some leads.
You know, just being active, they're seeing you. If you weren't here last time we were talking about it, the reason I asked Dave about his buyer client is because somebody called me last week, said they came into town to look at properties up in Park City. And I always refer my Park City deals out because that's a niche market. And I'm not a member of the board. I don't have access to MLS up there. And again, it's like somebody's going to service that client better. So I handed them off to Dave, and now Dave's taking care of it.
Heck, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so next week's training is Jennifer Seeley. I don't know Jennifer. Sydney, do you have any comments you want to share about Jennifer? You met her at Utah Power Girls.
No, I didn't meet her. This is actually one of Kim's people.
Oh, it's one of Kim's people. Okay,
Oh, I did.
maybe Kim can tell us. I just knew it wasn't mine.
So me and Sherry went to a BNI meeting just to go check it out. And she was sitting right next to us and she does photography. So I sent her over the link and invited her to come share, you know, taking pictures and photography. And she does a lot of commercial stuff. So
She tells a story of who you are through pictures.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you did that. I want you all to keep that in mind. Again, it's conversations. Kim got a referral for Arizona just by listening to somebody and talking to them what they're trying to accomplish. Has somebody teaching these classes, these lead places, right? I want you guys to know that you can share your contacts like Kim did with Jennifer here to share their knowledge and their experience with us. We can learn from everybody. If they have something of value, we want to learn from them. I mean, we do these every week, right? So there's 50 of them we got to fill up, and we're booked out through into December right now. So we've got some good things on the calendar coming up. So they're not like, oh, I don't need them next week or whatever. We do need more sponsors, but as far as speakers and instructors, we've got some good stuff lined up. So this is great because we've had instructors that come and teach for us actually introduce us to new agents as well. And so.
Well, and I think it's really important if you guys can get in on those classes, because the last few lenders that we've had come in have been so amazing that they're stealing me away from the lenders I had before that I've had forever.
They really are good,
Serious.
and they're both doing deals right now from us, and this is kind of weird, but I have 2 lenders sponsoring our Top Golf event. Yeah, kind of weird, 2 mortgage guys. It just worked out that way, but I love them both, and to share them and let them meet all these other agents and give value back to them. They're super excited, and they know that, hey, I'm going to relate to some people, and the other guy's going to relate to some people. They each have niches, so not too often do we do that, but this is a big event. It's costing a lot of money, and they're helping us out to make this something really awesome for you guys.
A lot of money, so get people there, because it's gonna be awesome,
Oh my gosh, yes,
like,
please.
awesome.
We have space. We have space. So we're hoping to be overbooked because people don't show up, right?
Yep. So we do still have room. So last push, you know, get your invites out there. And when you're inviting an agent, keep in mind that they might be nervous of coming alone. They don't know our team. They don't know another agent. So encourage them to come with another agent friend of theirs that they already know, so they can kind of go in there with somebody and feel a little bit more comfortable. Just be creative that way. I've got my relationships, and I've been inviting them, and some of them signed up once it dawned on me, hey, go ahead and bring somebody that's on your team, right? And they're like, oh, okay, that'd be great. I didn't know I could, right? So keep that in mind. I see in the chat, I want to just mention this. Going back to the 1031 exchange we were talking about, yes, I think this was Carly probably. I hear you can identify up to 3 properties. Yeah, there's a couple of different rules there. You can go over 3 as long as the dollar amount doesn't exceed, I think it's double the value of what you sold, but the general rule is 3 properties. So yes, in the case of the buyer I was talking about, he still has the storage units identified as one of those properties, and he can identify 2 more just in case that doesn't go through. So
I want to make mention too on the classes that we're doing. Michelle and I just wrote an offer on a $975,000 house that my other two lenders could not get done.
Nice.
Ooh.
So if I would have missed the meeting we had with one of our lenders a month ago or a month and a half ago, I would not have that transaction. So, I mean, the value of the people that we're bringing in and the contacts are incredible.
One of them is saving one of my deals too. Well, actually, 2 deals. So yeah, they're amazing.
Can we create a spreadsheet that we all share of the lenders and kind of their niche? That way we can always jump in and go, okay, what lender will work for this person? And then it's all shared. So if I meet another lender, I can go in and add that lender to the spreadsheet, and it's just,
Yeah,
Easy
yeah,
to
let's
go
do a
in and
Google Doc.
Yeah.
Referral network
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll create something and then share out the link in the Facebook group. And in my Facebook group, hopefully you guys have all liked the Marchant Real Estate Groups page, because I post stuff in there too. And just recently, just to kind of put it out there, I made a post referring to the event link on our Facebook group page, because if you go up to the events, it shows all the previous events. And so I just made a post, hey, check out, go up there, click on the events if you're interested in training, and scroll through, and you'll see images like this of all the previous trainings and the events that we had created on Facebook. And if anything piques your interest, reach out to me and I'll get you a copy of that training. So you guys can scroll through that as well as our archives. We have those.
can we post the food drive on the local Wasatch real estate groups?
As long as they'll let you, yeah. Most people let you promote a charity. Some of them are really sticky about stuff like this, somebody else's training or events, and because they're all run by agents, right? Particularly Wasatch Front. Rob gets a little protective of his territory, so sometimes I'll message him and say, hey, is it all right if I post on this on your page? And when he doesn't respond to me, I take that as a no.
Okay. Good to know.
But a food drive, I don't see why not. Okay, I got a couple. Oh, I'm going backwards. How'd that happen?
I don't know forward, Jack.
Look, I have a slide in there twice. I hope hope that's not the only slide I have. I worked hard on this yesterday. Okay, I wanted to mention some things that Kristen has going again. Again, some of you aren't here locally, but she welcomes all to plug into what she's doing. So the alternating team meeting, we already talked about that when we first got started. Today, she's doing her agent orientation. After that, she does a contracts training class, which she'll pick one of the addendums, or she'll pick, something that's going on that's a new change to an older addendum, and go over that. Super helpful. So you can plug in her trainings, and I post how to get to her classes in our Facebook group.
Well, didn't she say that there was something today that she was telling people to plug into?
That's what I'm talking about. Today, when we're doing this team meeting, she's doing new agent orientation. She flips it every other week. Her team meeting was last week. Now she's doing agent orientation. Next week, we'll tune into her team meeting. It's every other week. So the newer agents, like, Matt, he just stepped out for a minute, but he should go to the agent orientation, skip this, or at least watch the video of it to know where all the awesome stuff is that she's created for us. So she does an additional training on Thursday, and this is awesome because we didn't have anything other than what we were doing until she came along, right? So every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Zoom, she does a training, and it's really good stuff. It's always about getting business, promoting yourself, or doing deals, getting leads. She's got some great content in there.
So Debbie's on here, right?
Yep, Debbie's on.
So ask Debbie if they do anything up there in her area, because it'd be good to know.
Debbie, does your broker do anything like this? Additional trainings, contract trainings, lead gen stuff?
I was pushing my space bar, it didn't work. Yeah, he has a couple of things set up every other week or every Wednesday. I think we do contract training if anyone has questions on contracts. And I think Mondays, is it every other Monday or every Monday, we do a get together for any additional trainings like this, and on Fridays. So I think Mondays is he plans what he's gonna do and he does some slides like you're doing. And then on Friday, it's just kind of agent collaboration. And like last Friday, I was the only one in there. So he's like, okay, tell me about yourself. What can I do for you?
Little one-on-one mentoring.
Exactly. So yes.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, make note of this one on Thursdays. You can always find how to access that through our Facebook group, because when she shares out that Zoom link, I posted in the Facebook group. So you're welcome to join in on hers as well. She has some really good content on how to get business.
Great.
We've got tremendous staff support too, you guys. This is growing too, from onboarding to Sky Slope. On Thursdays, in fact, I didn't put it on here, but right before Kristen's training at 10 a.m., Cody is our transaction, not our coordinator, but he's over transaction compliance for the brokerage. And at 9:30 for half an hour, he does a Sky Slope training. So that's relevant to all of us. Sky Slope training on how to use that for our transactions. And that's usually in EXP World, I think. I'll post that in the Facebook group as well. But Kristen has a Google Drive doc with all the contact information on it, all her checklists, all the things that you can find in the self-help room are in a Google Drive folder that she has shared publicly. If you want to find that really easy, go to our Facebook group, the Team Limitless Facebook group, and it's pinned. It's one of the pinned posts. So you can just go up top, you'll see some of the upcoming events, and then you'll see the Google Drive document pinned in there too, and make it really easy to find. So in the broker room, she's got 2 rooms that basically she's putting all of her archived content. One is a self-help room, and then one is specifically for videos on specific trainings that she's done. And she's got some good stuff in there. So that's in the Utah State broker room. You just go there from the go-to menu and you go into EXP World. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about agent attraction. This isn't for everybody, but I wanted to just share kind of a win. I think it's for everybody. Dave's like, yeah, it is.
Dude, I've been watching all around Flick stuff and Rank Up stuff. I'm freaking pumped. It is for everybody.
Well, we went to Dallas and got kind of like re-hyped up about building our team. So, like I put on here, this is those that want to build a retirement with EXP, it can be done. I want to just show you a couple of numbers. This is my group. There's some people that have bigger groups. There's some people that have smaller groups. I'm pretty impressed with the agents that we have in our group, and I love collaborating with all of you. So we got a group just over 80. Pretty awesome. Isn't that awesome?
All the way to 7, sweet.
Yeah, I think I've got somebody below 7 too, but it doesn't show me. So yeah, we've got all 7 levels filled. And one of the things I love about it is EXP pays us on all 7 levels, whether we've unlocked them or not. If you guys don't know who Kyle Handy is an agent with EXP, and he does a lot of posts, a lot of YouTube stuff, and posts a lot of articles. He recently did one on the comparison between the real brokerage and EXP. And one of the things he said that just kind of blew me away is he's got a friend in EXP that only has 4 qualifying agents. That means he hasn't unlocked tier 2, but he has a 6-figure annual rev share business with 4 front levels. Isn't that amazing? So that's grown because of the few people into something that even though he hasn't unlocked those tiers, he's getting, 6 figures a year. Lynn and I aren't doing too bad either. Here's our last checks from EXP. I just share this with you to motivate you. 81 people. This is off 81 people in the total group. And a lot of them are newer agents. I've got agents in our group that got their license just to do their own personal deals. So they've done personal deals and there's been no commission to really change, or revenue to share, because they get to exclude 3 deals a year for their personal transactions. So that's not even 81 producing agents, guys. And this is an income that can change people's lives. What excites me more about this than receiving it is the opportunity to create this for somebody else. We have this ability to just share what we know, because there's agents out there that don't know, and this could change their life, right? So kind of proud of that.
What's your qualifying agents?
I'm at 10.
So 10.
I just reached 10.
So 10 to get 81 basically to create that.
Mhm.
Well,
It's not like you brought in 81, right?
Right. Well, let's go back to that because I actually have 22 on my front level, but only 10 FLQAs.
FLQAs.
Yep, the first line qualifying agents unlock the tiers. So that's where a lot of those agents are housed, right? That I just talked about that have done deals. I'm mentoring some of them, but they haven't qualified because they're doing a personal deal. There's been no commission kind of that's gone to EXP, and I've got several of those on my first level. So
Level 7, right?
what's that?
You'd be 7, I think. Yeah, 'cause I think I'm 6, right?
Yeah, you're 6 or 7. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We got every tier represented.
Well, I think what's really important to say is also how many people in this 81 for that check that you made actually did a deal. Like seriously,
Yeah,
like it's not even. a
This last
quarter.
one, guys, the one for August, I think it was only 18.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on there. And the one before that, 34. You can see that on the slide on the right-hand side. That's how many transactions. That's either transactions or agents. I think it's transactions. So out of the 80, only 18, actually had a closed transaction in there. And not having all those tiers unlocked, that still is a very handsome income. So let's talk about some of the events that are coming up. I kind of make a list, so let's start with the first one. We have, that's a past event. We did and the reason I put this in here is because we're going to be doing another one. So this was our panel that Eric and Michelle were on with Lynn and I. One of the couples didn't make it because he got COVID, and so he was on it. So we only had 3 couples on this panel. But these events have enabled us to reach out to agents and start conversations and invite them and to talk to people that have something in common with these events we're doing, guys, and we're building relationships. This is a long play. You can't always expect, hey, I want to share EXP with you, and they make a decision and say, that sounds great, we're moving over. That happens from time to time. But to me, it's a relationship building business. And when the time is right, then they get invited to that, right? Or they ask the question and they introduce that. So that panel of couples working together in real estate was a huge success.
I get comments all the time from agents saying that we look like we're having a lot of fun over here. And that is why I know not everybody's on social media, but those of us that are on social media.
She just rubbed Sherry's shoulder. For you guys.
Because I know Sherry's not on it, but Sherry's doing incredible anyway. She's doing amazing anyway. But those of us that are on social media, showing what we're doing and how we are having a good time and how we're learning and how we're successful, people are watching that because people need to see positive, happy right now.
Yep. And people tell me all the time, nobody's doing what you guys are doing. These events. I mean, this Top Golf thing is not something that agents normally just put together to network and to socialize and
Nobody does this.
yeah, it's not being
That's
done. And
why it's
I'm
awesome.
getting that feedback from a lot of people.
Yep.
So that is why it's awesome, because you're saying, hey, our team is hosting,
Yep.
right? And you're making that invite. So yeah, plug into the things that we're doing for you. This was the Build conference with Tony Robbins that we went to. Again, agents, this is Brent Gove, Gene Frederick, these guys that have massive organizations have it for a reason. It's because they're doing events, and they've grown into things like this that have like 6,000 agents at it, and they get Tony Robbins to come. And we were able to go to this. Lynn and I were able to take all 3 of our kids, and it was just a great experience. Sorry, if you would have been mom, I was like, what, you want me to say something, or you want me to stop talking? That just means like, what? So this was a previous event, but we got some that's coming, that are coming up, and the one that's coming up this week, sorry, Debbie, it's in Salt Lake area, but get a ticket, come on down. This is our Top Golf, and we've combined this with a charity event. You should see my office downstairs. There's stacks and stacks of food down there from just a couple agents, and Sherry's got a truckload out. I don't know, Kim brought hers. they took advantage of this to meet their neighbors, to let their SOI know that they were involved in a charity. Sammy had a meet and greet at a park and had people come to the park and drop off their food. And she did something in her community through her HOA. I know Sydney made some new relationships in her neighborhood because of this drive, and her neighbors were very, very generous. But I think we've kind of created a theme for these events that we're doing, that we are going to combine them with some sort of a charity event, because it gives us the ability to now talk to our agent friends to invite them to it, but our non-agent friends to participate in a good cause, something that's going to benefit other people. And it makes people feel good when they can support somebody. And I learned that the Utah Food Bank will accept food up to 5 years expired, like canned food.
It doesn't go bad.
It doesn't, I mean, an expiration date is a best if used by like thing, right? And it doesn't go bad. The reason that there's needy people that need food, and they're not gonna pass on a can of chili because it expired 6 months ago. Might be the only nutrition they get that day, right? And it's very humbling for us on Zoom and all of us in the room to imagine being in that situation. And so I've really enjoyed the
I
conversations
think
that we've
we've
had.
all been in that situation at some point. I remember when we were brand newly married and we had a new baby coming, and you were working at 7-Eleven and I was, going to college. We had no money. We had no money and we had a baby coming. And so it's wonderful to be able to share and help people in this way. But with Debbie up north, I want her to know that these are ideas for you and Mindy and your group up there, and we're really excited to support you in any way we can. Don't want you to feel like this isn't, we used to be all alone here and here in Utah, and we've started to do these things, and we've as a group just continued to grow. And so I just want you to, if that's something that you and Mindy ever want to do, I just want to let you know that we're here to support you with that.
Yeah, they really are good opportunities, just build relationships and be seen out there by the other agents. It only takes one running buddy to plan something and invite other people to.
Well, and even clients, right? Like going back to the whole concept of better agent experience, like my experience with the food drive. So I printed off 100 flyers and walked around the subdivision right behind my house. I ended up talking to a bunch of awesome neighbors. I got roped into doing, they're doing I came up with the best idea ever. So walking around, talking to this lady, they're like, oh, we're doing a neighborhood, like event thing. And we're having a bunch of people, at the park and this, that, and the other. And they're like, well, we're trying to rent out some snow cone machines and all this stuff. And I was like, well, I got it. I'll just come sponsor it. And I come be the agent. We've got these old guys that are agents that send us stuff in the mail all the time and we hate them. Like, you should come and do this, be our agent. I'm like, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It provides such an awesome opportunity because they tie also a charitable event that you're giving back to the community in a big way, and it sets you aside from everybody else.
It's a character trait too, right?
Is.
Not everybody
It really
participates in that kind of stuff. The people that do are a certain type of individual. Others, it's not worth their time, right?
Yep,
And so when we go out of our way to help somebody else, it does
People take
connect you
notice.
with people that are like you.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. That's
People take
awesome.
notice.
Nice
It was
job.
really cool.
Well, and that's what these things are too, right? It's just conversation starters.
Yep.
And you never know where it's going to lead.
I just feel like you're like this big aura of win right now. It's like 75 hard, you're almost done with that. You're like, look how fit you are. And you just became the agent of the neighborhood. Oh my gosh.
I almost died today, but I didn't. That was a good win too.
That's a win.
Cars were stopped. I'm listening to Rob Flick. I didn't even see the car stop. I slammed my brakes on. There's a semi coming this way.
Oh, sheesh.
And I did one of these like, and he saw me and then he got pissed at me and I gave him a thumbs up because he almost killed me. It was crazy. It was awesome.
Oh, we are so lucky.
Sorry, you guys on Zoom couldn't see him. That was a nice little visual.
No.
Okay,
I
let's move
second that
along.
though, Dave.
Say again.
I wanted to second Lynn's comment. I second that, Dave. You're doing awesome. High five to you.
Oh, thank you.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, the next one, again, here in Utah, and Debbie, your broker should be doing something up there as well, but on October 6th, so this is our event. If you notice that first slide, I kind of have, we got something almost every single month coming up. taking December off just because of the holidays and families and whatnot. But Community Day, I'm not even sure what we're doing yet. I don't think she's announced it yet, but I know she's got a committee working with her. This again is just a day to give back. The first one we participated in, we went to the women's shelter and organized all of the donations that they had received. It wasn't about donating. It was just like, we got so much stuff, and it was amazing how much stuff was there. And we're like organizing the toothbrushes and the clothes and all into the bins. And they said, this was a huge warehouse. They said, all of this will be gone next week. They go through, they have that big of a need. And I was amazed because there was so much stuff there. You remember all those aisles and aisles and aisles. And when they said that was all going to be gone and new stuff would be here next week, I was just shocked.
It felt like we were doing a year's worth of work there.
It really did. It really did.
Yeah.
And it's just the need never goes away, right? So I'm excited to see what at least we're doing. But this is EXP-wide. All of the agents in EXP are participating to some extent, hopefully, if they have a broker that is participating in this.
No.
Oh, and then I put this on here because that is something that hasn't really taken, not something I'm planning. That's something that the brokerage is doing. And so I just want to put it out there. If you guys want another event in October, post in Facebook, give me some ideas. I know that when we're here in person, we brainstorm and we talk about things, whether it's a barbecue in the park or whatever that is. October is still kind of open to maybe fit something else in there if we need to. I know one of my agent friends is doing pumpkins in the park, and they're inviting all their SOI, all their friends and family to come and get a free pumpkin, donuts, and coffee. And they've got somebody kind of sponsoring a coffee truck or something like that. That's coming. So there's different things like that we still have time to maybe plan something in October if you guys are.
You know, Sydney just reminded me that actually Ashley is on Zoom too. And so
Yeah.
Ashley's in Nevada. I think another thing for us when we are looking in the workplace and we're seeing the referral groups is to remember the team members we have that are in other states, to let them know when we see referrals. Ashley, I've seen quite a few to Reno, so you're gonna need to get your Nevada license if you want those. But
Come on, Ashley.
Yeah, I just referred Mindy up in Coeur d'Alene yesterday.
What?
You're next, Debbie.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm always looking on the EXP referral, trying to get my first clients. So it's kind of getting stressful around here. I'm just responsible for myself and been unemployed for many months. And so I'm starting to get quite nervous, like what in the heck?
What areas she covers?
What areas do you cover? Share that with all of us, Debbie.
Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Hayden, Sandpoint, I'll go up to, an hour. So just North Idaho. Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene would be your main things. And Sandpoint would probably be the names that come up for you. There's Athol, Kokolala. So, and then
Awesome.
You were talking about events and like the October date. Just to let you know, my brokerage is in Boise, so that's about 8 hours away. So, we're also out of the loop when they do these types of things. So just FYI, we appreciate you including us in that group, but also with our own group, we're kind of on our own too. So they often forget about us up here too.
Well, you know what? We kind of have agents in the same situation here. Our broker, as far as location, is north of Salt Lake. We've got quite a few agents, probably, I think I heard 40 to 50 down in St. George, which is, 4 hours south down at the Arizona border. And they're kind of like in the same thing. It's like some things are done here in Salt Lake, but somebody down there could do the same thing. You, Debbie, could get together with Mindy, get together with a couple of agents, even some that aren't in EXP, and mirror what either the brokerage is doing or do your own. We're planning Cherry Day. It gives you that excuse, like we're talking about with the Utah Food Bank coupled with our Top Golf event. It gives you conversation starters. It gives you that situation where you purposely get to interrupt somebody's life without saying, hey, I'm a realtor. Do you know anybody that's doing business? I'd love to help them out. Because the conversation will come up, just like with Dave going and knocking doors in his neighborhood to tell him about the food drive, it led to another opportunity. And so that's kind of what I see these events for, not just to have fun, and which is a big part of it, but to meet people, to network, to get in front of our clients and our friends and our family, so they will think of you, Debbie, when their friend is selling or buying, and they say, oh yeah, Debbie, as a friend of theirs, and they just might refer you because you're top of mind. So you need to have a strategy to communicate with your friends and family in order to get those referrals. And it's hard to just call them and ask them for business, right?
Mindy is, she's absolutely amazing. And so if you ever want to just get on a Zoom call with Mindy and Jeff and I, we're totally happy to do that, to help you try to strategize on what to do up there.
Yeah, let's brainstorm on that.
I know she's going through some hardship right now because her daughter got in a really bad car accident, but I don't know where her mind is right this second. but I know normally she is like a total driver to go out there and do whatever she needs to do.
Sydney, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add that if you guys do want to mimic any of our events, we are more than happy. I have templates on templates in Canva that I can easily, with a click of a button, share with you. And you guys can just kind of see the marketing and have access to what we've already created and just kind of repurpose it.
Yeah, I was thinking even just individually here in my neighborhood, wondering some thoughts about this, just collecting some food drive on my own and just making a bag with just a small emblem of who I am, and not like really asking for business, but just to put my name in their mind. How do you feel about something?
100%, absolutely. I mean, imagine this event that we're putting on, that it was just Lynn and I, right? We're fortunate to have you all in our lives and a team to share in what we're doing. But if we didn't have anybody in our group and we were just doing the same thing, it would be accomplishing for us anyway. So you get a piggyback on that. Go into our Facebook group, the Team Limitless Facebook group. The template that Sydney was talking about for the Utah Food Bank Drive is in there. And you can pull that over into Canva and edit it. It's just a good starting place, right? Go ahead.
So one of the people in our group, Tara, that's in Missouri.
Yep, I think she's on, she just jumped on. a little bit
We
ago.
did that for her. I just
Hi,
went
Tara.
in, edited the flyer that Sydney sent over. I sent it to her. She's doing a food drive in her own neighborhood.
Nice.
She's not going to be able to cut the top off, but it's still an opportunity for her to meet her neighbors and take advantage.
100%.
Well, and if you need, like what we're doing with Swiss Box for Team Limitless, and you're not in Utah and you're in Nevada or Missouri, Dave and I can copy just an account for your team, and we can clone what we've already built over into theirs. So,
so what Matt is talking about is lately I've been communicating with the team through a new platform that is kind of like the brainchild of Dave and Matt, that they brought as an additional tool for campaigns and automating some of the correspondence that I've been doing manually. It takes a lot of time. So today, actually at 10:30, we're doing a training on that, right?
Yep.
Did you post that in the Facebook group?
Nope, I will right now.
Okay, so Dave's gonna put that over. They have a webinar link set up, right?
Yeah, you go in, you sign up, and then it'll keep you in there. And it'll send you email reminders, and it'll be on Zoom. We'll record it. It'll all be transcribed, and then we're putting everything in a membership library.
Okay. So we all have KV Core. That's a CRM. That's specifically designed for buyers and sellers and SOI and client kind of communication. The reason I'm using this other platform is it's a lot more customizable in the communication that I want to do and the way those flows work. So 10:30 today, about 40 minutes, we're going to be jumping on that train. So let me rip through the rest of this, unless anybody else has any comments on the food drives. Yes, Debbie, do it on your own. Then you won't be on your own for very long. Get Mindy, talk to Lynn and I to get ideas, to get maybe material that we've already used. Start putting yourself out there. Like I said, when you're involved in charities and people see what you're doing, you're going to get comments from people months from now that will have seen it, but maybe you didn't even know they did, that will compliment you on your efforts in helping the community. And I know that because we're seeing that now, because we've done a couple of these. So
And-
yeah. Sid?
Hey, I wanted to add really quick, Debbie, that's exactly what I did in my neighborhood. And it was such a soft little welcome just when I was knocking on doors just to say, hey, I live a few doors down. You could tell like people's faces instantly relaxed, or they like even like their whole body language relaxed. And so it was really nice. And I've already had a few really good connections, but I think that's a brilliant idea. And I'll send that to you personally in Messenger so you don't have to dig it out. Okay. I'll send you the link.
Yeah. Thanks, Sydney.
Awesome. Thanks, Sid. Moving on to November, we have EXPCon in Las Vegas. These annual events are huge, guys. If you want to get even more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just trust in the company that we work for and the leadership and the direction it's going and how solid it is and how they're doing things for the agents like other brokerages really aren't. Go to these annual events. I know it's an investment and it's expense, but if you can pull it off, do it. If you can't make this one, try and plan for the next one. But these annual events are pretty awesome to just get you more ingrained in the company that we're part of.
Well, and Debbie, another thing I want to add about up north is that I remember when my mom started Keller Williams up there, they were behind Utah. And Idaho normally is at least a year or so behind Utah, and Utah is really growing with EXP now. I mean, forever we were like at 100 agents, now we're at like 450 or more. And so you just haven't hit your growth spurt up there. And so,
Which is awesome.
which is
Yeah,
awesome for you
opportunity.
guys. So I just want you to know that it is coming, because it took a while for us to get people to really pay attention. And now it's like, oh my gosh, EXP is the place to go. So just wanted to also tell you that, if that's helpful.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah, and Debbie and Tara, you guys that aren't, anybody that's not here in Utah, we do our weekly trainings that we talk about at 11 a.m. Mountain Time every Wednesday. Right after that at noon, Lynn and I and Eric actually do an EXP overview. So if you have agents that are even just curious and you want them to come to a training, they might just even stay online to listen to the EXP overview, or you can invite them to that specifically. Don't be afraid to reach out to us if that time frame doesn't work with somebody and you want them to at least have a conversation with somebody on your team to show that you're not alone, and then to help them kind of investigate if this is an opportunity for them or not. And it just may be.
This is Tara.
So,
Hi,
hi,
everyone.
Tara.
So I have someone that I'm inviting to this week's meeting as a potential. She's thinking about joining EXP, so I'm going to invite her for this week's meeting. Sorry, I'm out walking while I'm listening to the meeting, so sorry. I'm out of breath.
No.
Don't be sorry for that.
I just want to let you guys know that I am inviting someone to this week's meeting. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's awesome, Tara. We'll have to chat before that, maybe shoot me a text or something, and you can tell us a little bit about them. So we have a little bit of heads up of who we're talking to. That'd be great.
Woo, woo, way to go.
Yeah.
No problem.
nice job.
Thank you.
Where's Tara?
Tara's in Michigan. Is that Michigan? Oh, Missouri. I'm
Missouri.
sorry.
Missouri.
Missouri.
Kansas
Sorry, I
City,
didn't
Missouri.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice to meet you. I haven't met you yet. This is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Okay, so let me go back here. I don't have a slide for these other things, but I kind of skipped December, like I said. In January, Sydney and I have been brainstorming on doing a kind of a client appreciation. I like to call it friends and family. I don't even like the phrase client appreciation. I've had clients get mad at me for calling them clients. It's like, dude, I thought we were friends. I'm just a client to you. I was like, I'm sorry. So I try not to do that. But when I was at Keller Williams, they did an event that was pretty popular called Death by Chocolate. You guys ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, death by chocolate, I'm in, right? And I wanted to do a death by chocolate, but it's like, I don't want to like copy what somebody else does and their thing. But I kind of like the time of year and sweets. I don't have a sweet tooth, but people dig on this kind of stuff. And so Sydney and I came up with the name Sugar Rush. We're going to plan a Sugar Rush event. And I made a post, and this is where I get a lot of my input on these panels and the things that people are interested in. Like our next panel is going to be, did I skip over that? Yeah, I already skipped over that. I skipped over November. Our next panel is going to be moms with young kids who are successful in real estate and how they do that. Because I think there's a lot of moms that want to get into real estate. A lot of agents like Brittany that become moms after they're like, oh shit. How am I going to do that, right? And so we're going to have an expert panel with moms who. Yeah, we've got several in this group, right? So that's our November event. I skipped over that one too because I didn't have a slide for it, so sorry about that. But that's our next panel, and then in January we're going to plan a Sugar Rush event. Again, Debbie, Terry, you guys copy what we're doing. If you have a hard time coming up with ideas, and get together with a couple people in your area. But what I did is I posted on a Utah business group. You guys all heard of the Connect Utah? Yep. Even Sherry's heard of Connect Utah. Awesome. So Connect Utah is just local businesses, right? And so I made a post and I said, besides crumble, what's your go-to Sugar Rush treat? I'm already using the language, right? Your Sugar Rush treat when you want to give a gift to a family member or a client. I have over 200 responses.
Wow.
200 responses of local businesses. Some of them they're raising their hand and said, I make X, I do this, and so I haven't even had time to reply to them yet.
Think of all the small businesses that we could actually help through this event.
Huge.
Like,
so that's the plan, is we're gonna, again, just networking, right? We're gonna contact these companies that are local. One that we like is Chocolate Cottage. They have these chocolate covered grapes that Lynn's addicted to.
Used to be addicted to, I haven't had them for a while. Because I used to drive by there every day.
But we're gonna invite as many as we can get to participate to come and promote their business, to bring samples and participate in that. And we're gonna fill the room with agents and our clients and our friends, and kind of like the Death by Chocolate. I don't know if we'll have like a DJ and music. I don't even know where the venue is going to be yet, but I'm planning now because it's going to be a January event. And so we'll still determine the venue. So any of you that know people, local companies or whatever, again, it's another conversation starter, right? I got 200 people that have answered my post on there. And it's funny how people, when they are in these groups and you make a post that they participate in, all of a sudden you start getting friend requests on your Facebook group because they're clicking on, who is this dude that wants
This could be really
a Sugar
fun.
Rush?
This could be really fun because like with the Top Golf event, I've noticed when talking to agents, well, like the Sugar Rush is going to be for everyone, but the Top Golf, I've noticed that if people don't like to play golf, then they really don't care to go, right? But with candy, with sugar and treats, everybody wants to go.
Yeah. Okay, I got to move along. It's almost 10 o'clock, guys. I know you got other stuff to get onto, but so you'll see another panel on there for February, because once we did the first one, I knew I wanted to play off that first one to do another one. And so we've kind of decided that we're going to do it quarterly. So we're going to have a quarterly panel, and that'll just be one of our things. Every quarter we have a new panel. So the second one is the moms, right, in who real estate. I had so many conversations about the first couples panel that we did, and there was only 3 couples that participated. I want to do one that's more couples in real estate. I want to do a follow-up to that one because I had a videographer come. I have a highlight reel from that one. It's a little 2-minute clip showing the conversations of the people in the audience and the food that was brought in by the vendors and the panelists, a couple of comments from each one of them. And now we can use that to promote the next one. We're going to have more couples in real estate. And I think a lot of people that couldn't come to the other one, I mean, I had a lot of people register for the other one that didn't make it. life happens or they forget or whatever. And so it's another touch. So we're going to do that in
I'd
February.
like to see some 20-year-olds that couple in real estate.
Yeah.
Get some different types of.
Yeah, demographics
like-
for sure.
Yeah, that would be fun.
For sure. So then coming up to March, we have another event similar to the one that we had in Dallas, the Build event. This one is going to be in Cabo, Mexico. Unfortunately, this one's already sold out.
It happens
Yeah,
really fast.
but I've been to these before and somehow, some way, they either already have extra room and it's that scarcity mindset, or crap, we sold out so fast, they're probably scrambling right now to get more room blocks and to expand their events. So watch brentgove.com. brentgove.com. He posts a lot of updates about the events like this that he hosts. And then another workplace group that you can follow where things like this are posted is the water cooler chat workplace group on Workplace. Okay, so May would take us to another 6 months, from our moms panel. So maybe we'll do it more moms who real estate. Okay, and again, these are going to be coupled with a charity. So the one in November, I've already kind of decided because of the time of the year that we want to do a coat drive. There's a lot of people that are in need of coats and hats and gloves and scarves and boots and that kind of thing. And there's a lot of organizations, Debbie, Tara, where you guys live, there's local organizations that would love your donations. And it's not hard to organize one event and then do two things at once with it, right? Now we get to talk about the coat drive like we did the food drive with our neighbors, with our friends. And it's like, oh, wow, you're doing this again. Go around to your neighborhood again, and it's gonna create opportunities for you guys. Let's see, June is gonna be our second annual. Geez, even with my glasses, I can't read this tiny print on it. It's like, holy crap, maybe I should look at the monitor. Yeah, and what I like about what we're doing right now, guys, and if you're just starting it in your area, is to be able to play off of it next year. So this June, we did a family lake day. Next June, we'll do our second annual family lake day. Bring the kiddos out, the spouses, hang out at the lake, bring the paddle boards and, barbecue, and watch Dave almost explode his barbecue. Lost some facial hair, some arm hair. Little fires are always fun. So I have a little project going in my backyard too that we're going to probably make an EXP project or an EXP event. Yeah, the project. I got some work for y'all. We're already doing some landscaping. But this will be the location for our first annual pool party. Ooh, what do you think of that?
Wow, that's sweet.
Digging the hole, 3 weeks.
Yay.
That is awesome.
Okay, so that's going to be next July, hopefully. Keep them guys on track. Then August, we're back to another expert panel, but August also now is a year from the first build event I told you. Next year, they're going to be back. I don't know if it's going to be in Dallas or where it's going to be, but they're going to do the build event again. Build 22 is going to be next August. They've already released the dates. I don't know where it's going to be, but I'm blocking these things out on my calendar, looking ahead. It's next year, right? But if we don't plan, then we don't make things happen. So there's your full event list. If you want to take a picture of that screen of what's coming up, I'm always open to suggestions. Just kind of brainstorming on things that we can do for the team, and Matt and Dave and Eric and Sydney. I already got a lot of collaboration that kind of helps us with these ideas and stuff. So this last, I guess I got a couple more slides and we'll wrap up. It's 10:04. Take a picture of this slide too. I was just brainstorming and I found this in my workflow. Workflow is an app that I just introduced Chase to. That's why I just slapped him. It's an organizational app. They call it the infinite document. If you lose your notes and you've got notepads everywhere, look up the app. It's like workflow with a Y, workflowing. It's really stupid simple, but you start out with a bullet point, and then that can have a bullet point under it, and every one is a page within a page within a page within a page, and you can drill down and you can expand and collapse your ideas and categorize them and keep it all in one app. It's on my phone, it's on my computer. But anyway, I was brainstorming one day and I just wrote down a bunch of things. So what Team Limitless meant to me. So thought I'd just share that with you guys.
Can you shrink the beach so I can take a picture?
Yeah, I think. I can get my mouse over there.
We can send the slide back there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Sorry, I had you guys' cameras on Zoom over the monitor. I had to move it so you could take a picture. Hey, Shaw, I didn't see when you jumped in, but good to see you. Okay, so there's that. Maybe think about what that means to you guys. I kind of like the little unity we got going on within the team and the collaboration. I'm pretty proud of this little group. So last slide is just to ponder this. I like little things that make me think. And so I swiped this one because it made me think, and something for you guys to ponder on. Working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. And Lynn and I talk all the time how we don't even feel like we have a job, when you consider it in the traditional sense of what work is and what a job is, because we just love what we do. When I started out this meeting telling you about how I lost that buyer, kind of jokingly saying I lost that buyer because I served a client and helped him with his need. And that's why his response to me, that's why I bought 20 properties from you, and I'll buy another 20 from you, and all my friends will be referred to you, because I have that relationship. He comes to me for a reason. He knows he's going to get the real deal. He's going to get the advice, whether or not it serves me or not, of what's best for him. And we're good partners brainstorming that way with our
Well, and
clients.
I want to say that I can hear Jeff talking up here. I'm downstairs, and I never know if he's talking to a client or he's talking to someone on our team. He is so passionate with every conversation he has, and our team calls him all the time and asks for help on their deals. And he loves helping, and he is like an amazing leader, and the effort and time that he's putting in for all of us to succeed. I just want to give him, I don't know, a clap, because he worked really hard on this yesterday. He loves what he's doing with EXP, and he's literally putting full-time effort into growing our group and our team and helping you. And we are so open to ideas. If there's things we can do to help you become better, I know everybody wants to be able to have the residual income, but everyone wants to make money as real estate agents too. So we would love to have your feedback on how we can help you do that. What was that?
And help,
Yeah.
right? Not just feedback, but actual help, action.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's what I think one of the biggest takeaways, all of us that went to the event, is that instead of talking about things and instead of, just brainstorming on things, is action is the word. We all need to take action on the things that we want to do. And I think a lot of us have been doing that. And that's why we've been having so many successes since we all got back. But we want to know how we can help.
No, I just wanted them to be able to see the other people in the room as we wrap up here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lynn. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up here so you can get on to your other stuff. Go to the Facebook group. You make that post about.
It's in there.
So in about 20 minutes, we're gonna jump back on, not this link though. So you gotta go to our Team Limitless Facebook group, swipe the link there if you wanna learn a little bit more about, it's called Sluice Box, is the branded name that Dave and Matt have for the platform that I've been kind of using to help with some of the notifications with agents and
Is there
the
anything
events.
anybody wants to add to that though? I mean, does anyone have any feedback that we can help with? That's what I was asking for.
The mic's right here.
I know, that's, if anyone has anything to say or anything we can do to help, then go ahead and speak up so that we can come with ideas on maybe the classes that you would like to see, the type of presenters you would like us to come up with that would help you or your group. Is there anything that we can do better?
So Michelle had an amazing idea a few days ago, and it would be a class we could all participate in, and it's for generating business. And I think it's brilliant. But we haven't talked about it at all yet. So maybe we'll talk about it and kind of figure it out. And maybe when we do our class in 2 weeks, we can bring it up and she'll be here. So
Awesome.
Well, a lot of these things that, like, in listening to what Dave's done and what Sherry and Kim and what everybody's done just for this Top Golf event, I think those are amazing touches. People want to see that you're not out there just trying to get their business as a real estate agent. I remember when COVID first hit, my mom said, oh my gosh, I'm going to touch my sphere and I'm going to ask everybody, I'm going to call everyone. I'm going to say, hey, do you know of anyone who wants to buy or sell any real estate? And I'm like, What? That's a Keller Williams thing, right? You call everyone, you ask them who they know that wants to buy or sell. Well, no, you call everyone and see how in the heck they're doing. You know, I think that's the big thing right now, is just checking in with people, see how they're doing. And I think people are really going to appreciate those phone calls.
So I just got called for my church to be the emotional self-reliant specialist. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is great, because I need to call my neighbors anyway, and this is a perfect opportunity to just say, hey, how are you doing? You know, this stupid COVID thing has gone on and on and on. Are you doing okay? You know, do you need me to check in on you from time to time? And that's
awesome.
yeah.
Isolation.
Well, and y'all don't need a church calling to do that. That's not what she's saying, but that gives you, hey, the excuse.
But that also, you know, that shows that it's really needed, if that's, you know, what they're going to be starting to do.
Yeah, it's really, really needed. I mean, honestly, you don't have to have a church calling to do this. Call your neighbors and just say, hey, I've been just checking in with all my neighbors here. Just want to see how you're doing. I'm checking in with my friends. I'm checking in with my family. I just want to know how you're doing. Do you need a luncheon date? Do you need an outing? Do you offer to do things for them and to build that relationship?
And do not ask for business, is the
Don't
point.
Don't do what my
ask
mom
for
says.
business.
That is a huge takeaway when you show concern and then you end with business. Just don't do it. I'm kind of talking to everybody. It's like, I learned that early on is the scripts that I was being taught to run with my friends and family in order to build relationships. Don't build relationships. You know, it's like another call from a realtor. No, I don't know anybody, right? Even if they do, it kind of like, anyway, just connect with people. You guys are all awesome.
And along with my personality, send a love note. I have boxes and boxes of love notes that say, smile today. You know, it's moments, not things that matter. Just send them a love note that says that you care about them and you're thinking about them. I mean, just go through your SOI and do that. Don't put a business card in, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's a
goes a long way.
takeaway. Just tell them you care about them.
Hey guys, anybody on Zoom have anything else? Otherwise, I'll see you guys in 15, 20 minutes on the webinar with Dave and Matt. We good?
Hey, I want to say real quick, good job to Kim and Sherry to go to that Be Mine group and meeting our trainer for Wednesday, because they got outside their front door.
Yes, they did.
Go talk to people, good things can happen. And who knows, you might get a listing or a buyer referral from her in 3 months. You just don't know what can come of that. But if you kind of stay in your corner and don't get out there, those things don't happen. You
I
know,
like
where
that
those
shout
relations-
out because these
Yeah.
two are the hardest workers
You have to
I
be
have
out
seen
there
the
to do it.
last 2.5 years that we've been together, however long it's been. You guys never stop. You never do. You just keep on going, and
Sherry's a driver.
yes, she is.
And everybody that's working to do their food drive in their neighborhoods, and that is awesome. It's helping people, and you will see good things from it.
Yeah, Ashley and Sam are still on Zoom. Good job, guys. You guys probably made some great relationships too, and started some good conversations by putting yourself out there. That was a good little haul that you got for the Utah Food Bank. But side effect, you're of helping out people in need is just strengthening your friendships with people. So
Well, because I've always worked with builders, my neighbors don't know I'm a real estate agent because I haven't put myself out there. So my whole thing on the food drive was to, really, I wanted them to know that I am a real estate agent if you need me.
yeah, I went through that same transition. People knew me as a real estate investor,
Yeah.
but not as somebody that could help them with their sale
Yeah,
or
it's the
purchase
same
of a
thing
home.
right now. People think, oh, she works for a builder, they don't know that I could help them. So
Awesome.
we're trying, Kim and I both trying
The
to.
secret in our house is I told my twins I was a secret agent. I'm not gonna be a secret agent anymore.
Well,
You're a secret agent.
guys, these events, it gives you a reason, right? I mean, and we'll do the coat drive in November. It'll give you another follow-up, and we'll continue doing these kind of things because I see the value in that, in giving you a purposeful message and talking to your friends instead of business.
Yeah.
And that does lead to business. Lynn and I We haven't done an hour of lead generation in a decade or more. It's all referrals, so,
That's wonderful.
yeah. Okay, guys. Peace. See ya.
So before we start, the others should, if